Congratulations, XRP holders. Why? From Cointelegraph, today XRP entered the top 100 assets by market cap after flipping Cattle, PDD Holdings, and Deutsche Telekom, guys. So we're ranked 97 right here for XRP, $180 billion market cap. Now, I foresee XRP literally hitting first place here, okay, in terms of market cap against all these companies, okay, globally, which is why I believe that it shouldn't even be compared to these companies, guys, right? XRP will be in its own realm, in its own league, surpassing it all. Like, imagine XRP at 100 trillion, right? 10 trillion, 100 trillion in market cap versus others, right? It's just going to dwarf the entire it's just going to dwarf the entire list here, right? So which is why it shouldn't even be on the list, guys, right? But it's not a bad thing after all, because we're going to devour all these other companies, even though XRP is a digital asset, right? Funny. Now, in today's video, let's talk about XRP's price, right? So where will we head to? Because everyone in the XRP community, in our community, is fighting, right? It's like we're fighting each other here. You know, everyone has their own price targets at the end of the day, but let's try to figure out and bring it all together. Okay, so Crypto Rover, I think he's a Bitcoin maxi, maybe he's in ETH as well. He says my targets are for the next 2 to 4 months are Bitcoin at 135 to 190k, Ethereum 7 to 9k or 10k, BNB about 1,000, Solana around 500, but then XRP 320 to 480, right? So something doesn't add up here. So Ethereum will 2x, Link will 10x, but XRP will only 0.5x, right? But remember, XRP is a front runner of the cycle, right? So if ETH will 2x, I'm pretty sure XRP will at least 3x, right? Let's take it near $10, right? Now, a lot of people are pointing out that XRP, I don't get it though, right? Maybe because they are in different communities, but again, perhaps not. So CoinsKid said he does love XRP, right? He's been making a lot of XRP content throughout the years. One more leg higher, there are greater opportunities ahead. XRP pushed from 38 cents July 2024 to $3 July 2025. The biggest move is done. This is what CoinSkid says, right? Now I'm not attacking anyone's opinion here, right? I'm going to have my own opinion, and my own opinion, you guys already know what that is, right? High prices, the cycle. For me, it's $100. That would just be fantastic, but who knows, right? Maybe one of these people are correct here. From Credible Crypto, he replied to CoinSkid saying, "I beg to differ. We didn't see 7 years of consolidation just to brush past all-time high. This is a fascinating point which we have made before, which comes to this tweet. Can I find it here? So XRP, right, on the weekly, did this. You should be grateful that you weren't here throughout this time, guys, throughout this period. This was literally hideous, right? Sinister, but at the same time a blessing, right? Because people bought a bunch, accumulation. Now, during these phases, you just don't go past the previous all-time high, like stop like right here, right? You don't just stop right there. What it did is it did this, guys, after the previous all-time high. The previous all-time high was at all the way back in end of 2017, early 2018, right? So we're just not gonna go up here, okay? What does that mean? Maybe all the way up there, right? By the end of the cycle. I'm not talking about tomorrow, right? Maybe like $50 to $100 by the end of the cycle, probably before the collapse appears, right? So this is what Credible Crypto is saying. You don't just consolidate. He's not calling for 100, but he is saying you don't go for this long just to go a little bit higher like that, right? Like right there, which means a much bigger explosion is needed. Now he comes along with another point. When Bitcoin has now done over 6x its 2017 cycle highs. Look at that. So then we go to Bitcoin here, right? Bitcoin from 2017, remember, XRP is right now technically into like at 2017 price action, right? Bitcoin did this from the previous all-time high to now, and it's gonna go higher, right? It's gonna basically 6x. Let's talk about XRP. What is a 6x for XRP? From its previous all-time high in 2017, a 6x takes XRP $23, $22. David Schwartz price prediction. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, that's coins get $27 price prediction. And I think he did say by next cycle it will be met. I don't know, but Credible Crypto does believe, I think, $20-ish at this cycle, within this cycle. Now, they both make great points here, right? But I'm leaning more towards what Credible Crypto is saying. There is no doubt in my mind that XRP will do even more than a 6x from 2017 cycle highs, right? Because remember, XRP has a 2 to 3x. 3x is when XRP becomes very volatile and very FOMO-ish, right? Very like FOMO-y, guys. Fear of missing out is a 3x multiplier on top of what Bitcoin does, right? Let's just go 2x to 3x. Where does that take us? So 6, right? 12, $45, and then 18 above 50, right? So come on, guys. I mean, just by looking, we don't have to do much observation here, right? I think it will, from CoinsKit, I think it will eventually banana the cycle. I see one more push, then a pullback, and then we go again in the next cycle. Okay. So what are your thoughts here? Comment down below. From CoinSkit, my XRP minimal $4.13 cycle target is nearing fruition. I still have my $27 target, but as the cycle looks to be maturing, I think we see that $27 target being met in the next cycle, right? So I don't understand. Here's the thing, I don't understand his definition of a cycle, right? Because my definition of a cycle is this. That's a cycle. But this, by the way, is huge moves if you didn't realize, right? This is a full-blown cycle, in my opinion. I don't know his definition. His definition could be that, oh, if XRP makes this next leg higher, the cycle is completed, then the bear market returns, then the next cycle repeats, right? So I don't know. I guess it depends on your definition of a cycle. But I think XRP will honestly head higher, right? Just my opinion. You don't have to believe it. And let me explain. So let me explain why this is the case. Okay. So CoinSkit says, well, the 5-day CoinSkit ribbon is currently being held by XRP. Where is the resistance, right? Now I don't know where this resistance is, but this is on the 5-day. So let's go on the 5-day of XRP versus Bitcoin. Let's try to figure it out. Okay. So this is his chart, guys, and it's a good amount above, right? It's a good amount up. I don't know if he's all the way up. No, it doesn't seem to be. It's gonna be hard to figuring out where that is, guys, right? But it looks to be a good amount, right? Maybe 40-50% above. I'm not quite sure from this cycle. From this pivot high. But let me explain why. So he believes that XRP will do this, right? And I don't know what he believes after, maybe higher. But this is my belief, guys. My belief is this here. Okay, going on the weekly, as soon as we break above this moving average XRP versus Bitcoin pairing, right, which is right now from there, let's see, about a 25%, 20 to 25% move higher against what Bitcoin will do, right, for XRP. Now, as soon as XRP breaks this moving average, which it held for 259 days since literally when XRP topped, right, when XRP went crazy end of last year, when it finally breaks out, that's it, right? XRP is finally set free, like a bird, the phoenix, shall we say. So that's what I'm saying, guys. That's why I'm not too worried, and I do believe higher prices, because if it's holding this as a resistance so much, remember, it's a beach ball, right? The bots holding it down, hold 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 it down, explode, right? Like That's how it'll go, guys, in my opinion, right? But again, we'll wait and see. Now, Altcoin Gordon says, right, he believes in the very high price of XRP just by looking at the XRP versus Bitcoin pairing. Why? XRP versus Bitcoin is about to smash through its 8-year downtrend. 6+ spot XRP ETF approvals coming. Partnership with Japan's SBI Holdings. The Ripple SEC case has officially ended. XRPL massive upgrades coming. If there's one large cap which is about to pump, it's going to be XRP. But remember, these other analysts from other communities are saying ETH will 2x, right? But again, if ETH 2x's, XRP will double ETH, right? Going just previous to his previous all-time high here. Now are you guys starting to understand, right? If you take the approach of looking at all these other charts, it literally points to highs, right? That you think it's impossible due to market cap. But even if you go with that approach, right, that argument, the market cap of some companies are like $1 trillion. Right, let's actually go to this list, like trillions. Right, now are you starting to understand? Even though I don't think we should compare XRP to different companies and stuff, since it is a digital asset, something brand new. But now you could list Ripple there, right? There's a difference. Ripple should probably be listed there instead. Anyway. The target of this move, by the way, it's like, I don't even know. It's crazy, guys. It's just honestly insane. Right? The target is probably like, yeah. If we break out from here, like it goes all the way up here, guys, somewhere all the way up there, right? Which is still, you guys see, it's only a 2x from its previous highs on the XRP versus Bitcoin pairing, but from here to there, it's like a 30x for XRP. Right, which takes XRP to basically like not $100, $86. Right, so here were the different arguments and all that stuff, guys, into believing where XRP will go. Not too far out in the distance, future, but that's just purely from the technical side, right? From the charts perspective, we haven't added the other catalysts. ETFs, money printing, all that other stuff. Maybe in another video we'll talk about it. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. Right, my prices you guys already know. $100, hopefully. We'll see this cycle. Now, on each price and after it, after the collapse, you guys already know. But anyways, that's what it is. See ya.